In this lesson, we are going to learn about simplest form of fractions. Look at this object. It might be any object. Let's say it's a chocolate and you want to share half of it to your friend. One way of doing this is to divide it into 4 equal pieces and give 2 pieces to your friend. The fraction of the chocolate that you give him will be called 2 upon 4 in mathematical language. 2 as numerator because your friend gets 2 pieces and 4 as denominator because the whole chocolate is comprised of 4 such pieces. But your friend questions you, why are you making this process so complex? Why divide the chocolate in 4 pieces in the first place? If you want to share half of the chocolate, you can do so in a more simpler way. Divide the chocolate into 2 equal pieces and give him 1. The quantity remains the same. And you find this idea pretty good and simple. But do you notice one thing here? Even though the quantity of the fraction remains the same, the name of the fraction in mathematical language changes to 1 upon 2. When the picture of the fraction is given, it is quite easy to name the changed fraction, right? But can you change the name if picture is not given? Let's find out how the name of the fraction changes in mathematical notation. This was our original fraction, that is 2 upon 4, which you gave to your friend initially. And this was the fraction, that is 1 upon 2, when you share the chocolate in simplest form. And the quantity in each case remained the same. So how does 4 become 2? It happens so because instead of dividing the chocolate in 4 pieces, you are now dividing it into 2 pieces. And 2 becomes 1 because instead of giving 2 parts, you are now giving 1 part. So let's learn how to do these changes mathematically. This is your numerator 4. Divide it by its factor to make it smaller. And to ensure that the fractions remains equal, divide the numerator 2 also by the same factor. These two statements indicate that the divisor must be a common factor of both numerator and the denominator. So let's find out a common factor. The numerator 2 has factors 1 and 2. The denominator 4 has factors 1, 2 and 4. And the common factors of these two numbers are 1 and 2. We'll take the highest of these common factors, which is 2, and divide the numerator and denominator. Here 4 divided by 2 gives 2 and 2 divided by 2 gives 1. Thus our fraction changes to 1 upon 2. Let's take another example. You have the same object, you want to share half of it to your friend. You divide it into 8 equal pieces and give 4 to him. This fraction is called 4 upon 8 in mathematical notation. But now you know that you could do this in a more simpler way. Divide the object in 2 equal pieces and give 1 of it. And the name of fraction that you give to your friend changes from 4 upon 8 to 1 upon 2. Let's do this change in a mathematical way. Factors of 4 are 1, 2 and 4. Factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4 and 8. Common factors are 1, 2 and 4. Highest common factor is 4. Let's divide by this highest common factor. 8 divided by 4 gives 2. 4 divided by 4 gives 1. And our fraction changes to 1 upon 2. Now you may ask, why do we divide by the highest common factor and not just by any other factor? To understand this, we'll go back to our previous example. Here the highest common factor was 4. But let's now divide by any other common factor. Let's say 2. 4 divided by 2 gives 2. 8 divided by 2 gives 4. Our fraction changes to 2 upon 4. Which means giving 2 pieces to your friend from an object which is comprised of 4 pieces. We have made the fraction 4 upon 8 to its simple form 2 upon 4. But it is not the simplest. there is still scope to make it further simple. 2 and 4, they have still a common factor which is 2. 2 divided by 2 gives 1, 4 divided by 2 gives 2. And the fraction further simplifies to 1 upon 2, which means giving one piece to your friend from an object which is comprised of two pieces. In this example, we saw that if we divide numerator and denominator by any factor, which is not the highest one, then we get a simple fraction, but there still remains a common factor between numerator and denominator, and we'll have to divide again to reach to the simplest form. Therefore, we divide by the highest common factor in the first place to reach the simplest form in one single step. Thus, when we divide the numerator and denominator of a fraction with highest common factor, we get the simplest form of that fraction. A fraction in its simplest form is also called a fraction in its lowest term. So do not get confused. If you come across terms like simplest form and lowest term of a fraction, these two names are for one and the same thing. We'll do some examples. The first example is convert the given fraction 6 upon 8 in its simplest form. So we proceed to solve this problem like this. First we write the factors of numerator 6, which are 1, 2, 3 and 6. Then we write the factors of denominator 8, which are 1, 2, 4 and 8. The common among these two sets of factors are 1 and 2. The highest among these common factors is 2. Hence, these three little dots is a symbol for writing the word hence. Symbols are used in mathematics to save writing time and space. Hence, the fraction 6 upon 8 equals 6 and 8 divided by highest common factor 2, which equals 3 upon 4. Hence, simplest form of 6 upon 8 is 3 upon 4. The next example is reduce the given fraction 9 upon 15 to its lowest term. Again, remember that lowest term and simplest form are one and the same thing. So we'll proceed just like we did in our previous example. We'll find out the highest common factor and then divide the numerator and denominator by that highest common factor. Here factors of 9 are 1, 3 and 9. The factors of 15 are 1, 3, 5 and 15. Common factors are 1 and 3. Highest common factor is 3. Hence, 9 upon 15 equals both divided by highest common factor 3, which equals 3 upon 5. Hence, lowest term of 9 upon 15 is 3 upon 5. This is the third and the last example. Convert the fraction to its simplest form. Factors of 20 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10 and 20. Factors of 25 are 1, 5 and 25. Common factors are 1 and 5. Highest common factor is 5. Dividing the numerator and denominator by 5, we get 4 upon 5. The simplest form of 20 upon 25 is 4 upon 5. In one of our previous examples, 6 upon 8 reduced to 3 upon 4 in its simplest form. Now look at this simplest form. Factors of 3 are 1 and 3 and factors of 4 are 1 and 4. You can see that there is no common factor except 1. It means that when a fraction is reduced to its simplest form or lowest term, there remains only one common factor, which is 1. Here is another example. 9 upon 15 reduced to 3 upon 5 in its simplest form. Here factors of 3 are 1 and 3. Factors of 5 are 1 and 5. So here also there is no common factors except 1. So we can say that a fraction is said to be in its simplest form if there is no common factor of its numerator and denominator except 1. In this example, we don't have to find simplest form. The fraction is already given in its simplest form. we have to show that it is indeed in its simplest form. In other words, we have to prove that it is in its simplest form. In such kind of problems, we just need to show that there is no common factors except 1 among numerator and denominator. So let's find the factors first. Factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4 and 8. Factors of 9 are 1, 3 and 9. Common factor is 1. 1 is the only common factor of numerator and denominator. Hence, the given fraction is in its simplest form. This is another example. We'll proceed in the same way. Factors of numerator 10 are 1, 2, 5 and 10. Factors of denominator 17 are 1 and 17. Common factor among these two sets of factors is 1. 1 is the only common factor. Hence, the given fraction is in its simplest form. Look at this fraction 8 upon 9. We see that there is no common factor except 1. It indicates that the fraction is in its simplest form. When two numbers do not have a common factor other than 1, they are called co-primes. So we can define simplest form in two different ways. A fraction is said to be in its simplest form if there is no common factor of its numerator and denominator except 1, or a fraction is said to be in its simplest form if its numerator and denominators are co-primes. See you in the next class.